What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up?
I feel like I always look like a creep because I'm looking at the screen and I'm just smiling mad big and I'm just like,
Oh man.
Lawrence is usually looking down though, every single time.
Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah, every single time the show starts.
Because I'm probably looking at the chapter on my phone.
He's looking at booty. Booty. Anyway, what's up, everybody? How are you? Everybody in the chat, let's go! Let's go! I'm so glad you're all here. I see you guys typing still. I'm pretty sure more people are joining. I see a lot of the regulars, Wyatt, the United States of... What? I can't see that far.
Blurred.
Blurred? I like that one. Yeah, so who's in the chat real quick? Let's say what's up.
Hey, yeah, so we got Yasko in the chat, Jason Nalvozel, Kevin Salinas. I think I said your name right this time.
But you
My
spelled
fault.
Seb's name wrong. Or you said, right?
It's all right. United States of Blurred, Aaron Tate, Onion, Six,
Aaron.
Chris,
Onion, what's up?
Wyatt Gallagher, Oz, God D. Usopp, Jimmy Olive. Who else we got in here? Nick, Javian,
Jose. I'm not saying
Trick,
God D. Usopp at all. I'm not saying what's up to you.
Ast Elm, Shadow Sun. So many of y'all in here, man.
Yo, seriously. Yo, shout out to all you guys, man. How are you? How's everything? I'm so glad to see all of you. Crazy Beaver. I like that name because it reminds me of Angry Beavers.
Oh, that was the show.
Yeah.
Hey, Larry, you didn't do the intro.
There you go.
Wait, how does it go? My name is Larry,
Lawrence.
Seb.
and this is that One Piece Talk, where we talk One Piece. I be forgetting all the time. All the
I
time.
am hate.
Every
I see
single
you,
time.
bro. I see you.
Why?
I
He was
see
complaining? He was like, yo, shout me out, bro. I love everybody that joins. Want to shout out to everybody that's in the chat, first and foremost. I just love doing that. Like, you guys literally make us go super ham, like an excitement. And you can't see Lawrence's eyes, but he's crying from so much happiness and love that's coming from the chat right now.
That's why I wear the shades.
Exactly.
You gotta hide the tear.
What more do you want? Exactly. Even episode 1, if you go all the way back, he's wearing those shades because he knew the incoming love coming his way. So, anyway.
Oh, man.
What are you laughing at?
Blurred said you look like Logic.
That's a racist joke. That's a racist joke. Just get that straight.
Love y'all, man. Keep it coming in the chat. And like the stream.
Oh, can you relax? Let me do it. All right. Anyway, for announcements, because I love, giving you guys some updates on our progression on this journey. So for YouTube, our past 2 episodes have reached 1.1K views. That's big time. Another milestone. You guys are the best. Thank you for making us feel special. To all those that are discovering us, don't forget to subscribe. We're worth it. Or we're going to smack you like Will Smith did to Chris Rock. Spotify.
Why you slapped him like that, man?
Spotify. Our past 2 episodes as well have reached over 500 plus listens for the first time. Our audience also grew from 400 to 450 plus since last episode. That's kind of crazy. That's a big incline. To all those that are discovering us, don't forget to subscribe. We're worth it. Discord. Due to 2 of our videos going viral on TikTok, we were able to have a lot of people come to our Discord through my amazing advertisement. They were like, hey, where can we see chapter 1044? I was like, yo, you could see it in our Discord, or you can go to TCB Scans. They have it there too. And then I think 50 people joined our Discord. And then I think I was talking to Nick, and Nick was like, yo, low key, that was a genius move.
Awesome.
We have now over 350 plus members within our Discord. With that came newly nominated moderators to help us out as well. So congratulations to our guys, Trickzilla, Nick Quavo, Chris, and Trogdor Killer. Your abilities also transfer to YouTube. So your YouTube moderators as well. So I just want to say thank you. I think I saw my girl in the chat as well.
Keka! Nakama.
Welcome, love. I just want to say thank you, guys. You know, our TikTok has now reached 9,800 followers. We're almost at the 10K mark. I know a lot of TikTokers are always super hyped when they reach a milestone like that, but I just want to say I'm aiming for 100K one day. So I'm super hyped and super blessed, and these guys feel the same. We literally can't be anything without you, but we still be amazing at the same time. So that goes to supporting us. I bring this up every episode because we have a bunch of new people always viewing our episodes now, and it seems to be growing faster. So we always get questions as well as, you know, how can someone support us? Usually it's make the damn show longer, Larry. You guys have given us the ability to do it for special reasons, like with Parvision, as for right now, but we're still not there financially to extend it permanently. So you can support us by going into the description of this video and clicking the Me6 link, and you can go to that subscription plan and you can cancel it anytime. That's financially you can support us, or become a YouTube member. You have the ability to do it right here on YouTube while you're in the live chat or while you're watching this for the first time. If not, if you're listening to Spotify, because now we got more Spotify listeners, hit those 3 dots. You can also support us financially there. If you're as broke as me, as I was last week, you don't have to spend money. It's not about that for us. You know what I'm saying? We'd still do this every week. Even if we didn't have that financial support, it's just we can't have the show longer. So the way you can support us is just liking the video, commenting, sharing it with your friends, letting them know that we exist. You have no idea how much that does for our channel overall. So I just want to say thank you. Again, you're truly the best. Arigato! Arigato so much. All right, so let's get into this One Piece manga chapter 1044. A lot happened in this chapter. Before I start the questions, I do want to say that there are some people who decided not to follow One Piece anymore that I've realized through YouTube comments and also through TikTok comments that I've seen due to the reaction of what happened inside the chapter. So I do want to say, I get how you feel. We're going to discuss that. Hopefully this makes the transition of what's happening better, and it also makes you excited for the future as well. So let's start the show. Salud.
You good?
You good? You got a fart? Lawrence usually sneezes and farts at the same time.
I don't.
Just so everybody knows. All right. So let's get into the first question. So the cover story. Niji and Yonji get ready for a certain experimentation, I guess. Oven drops off Niji and Yonji and waves goodbye. They're both left in the hands of Brownie, Kato, Prim, and Anana. What do you think happens to them, guys? We'll start with Lawrence.
It looks like they're about to be dissected. I'm trying to remember what happens to the what they did before, because they're not the first ones to get put in the book. But I don't know if they're going to be dissected or they're about to die right now. But since I don't remember what happens to when because they put people in the book before. I don't remember who, actually.
They never really said who. They just put like unicorns and
a bunch of different rare
it was
species,
like,
animals, people type of things in there.
Okay. So I guess this will be a special case with, with them.
Yeah, because they've obviously been biologically engineered.
Right. So I guess Big Mom would probably want to, because she's always collecting new species, maybe try to figure out how she could do something with this the science aspect of it. So I guess what it looks like to me, they're going to be dissected and probably break down what makes them, genetically enhanced as they are. So that's why I think, because Big Mom's always looking a way to increase her powers, like most Yonkos or most military powers, you know? Because the thing is maintaining it and keeping it, and also wanting to do more, because Big Mom always wanted to, like she said, rule the seas. So that means more power. And this is a way to advance your power somehow by dabbing into the science aspect of it. So most likely, where it looks here, they're going to be dissected. If they're going to be, that I don't know yet. I don't know. Granted, at this time, I don't know who's going to come in, because it should be Judge and, their family. But from the last time we saw them, they were just sitting there, knowing that they were already kidnapped. So But yeah, we'll see where this goes.
All right. What about you, Seb?
Same as Lawrence. I mean, they're definitely gonna get dissected and broken down into pieces because they wanted the technology, like Lawrence was talking about. I just really liked the view of this. Like, this is super dark.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. This is like as funny and whimsical as One Piece can be. Like, this is like actually really messed up what's about to happen to them. And I honestly just love that little girl is there with the little knife because she was because she was trying to like dissect and cut stuff in half before, and she was complaining that they wouldn't let her, and like now she's like getting the opportunity to do
And
it.
I'm pretty sure Anana's the youngest child out of all the Charlottes.
I think so. I can't.
Like Big Mom birthed her like 3 years ago.
It's like, still getting it in.
It's still good.
Still getting it in.
Whoever's clapping that is crazy.
What about you, Larry?
For me, I think that they're gonna escape, but I do see why Big Mom would want to have them experimented on because she did try to take Judge's technology in order to increase her power. So that does make sense. And if you're gonna do it to anyone, you're gonna do it to these two. They gave you the capability. I am kind of upset though that this cover page didn't show the destruction happening at Whole Cake Island because we assumed in chapter 1043's cover story that the Blackbeard pirates did arrive.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of upset that didn't happen because I was really excited to see this cover story take a turn for the most interesting.
It could still happen.
Yeah, that is
It
true.
could still happen.
It could still happen.
It might not.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Let's get to the opening part of the chapter. So I named this part Luffy's Revival. Chapter opens up with Luffy talking to himself. The clouds are shown with swirls like his devil fruit. Luffy says, "What happened to me? Why can I still stand? Even though I lost, I'm having fun for some reason." Then he starts laughing. Luffy's heartbeat resembles drums that Momonosuke and Zunisha seems to hear. Luffy's emitting Conqueror's Haki too. Sanji, who's being taken care of by the geisha he thought he hit, wakes up and notices Luffy. So does Law, Hyogoro, Kid, and Marco notice too. It seems it's with Haki, but it might be the drums they hear as well. What do you think, guys? What do you guys think about the opening of this chapter? And we'll go with Seb.
I thought it was really cool, honestly. Even just you can see the hockey just emitting from Luffy like throughout all the panels that show him. You know, Momo admitting that he's like telling Yamato that he's Joy Boy. Sanji getting up, Kid, Law, them all looking up, Marco looking up. Like I liked, like it's Luffy's back. You know what I mean? Like it's a good little opening to what's gonna happen later. Like yo, Luffy is back. So or something is back. You know what I mean? So I like that. I thought it was cool. Like even just showing these people, because it's obvious that there's like an elevated level of hockey that's needed to sense him. Because Sanji, Kid, Law, Hyogoro, and Marco see them, but like Nami and other people didn't see or didn't feel him. So I like that in general. I did like that a lot.
All right. What about you, Law?
It's I think it's crazy because, right? Like Luffy's like having fun. I guess that's the essence of like Joy Boy. Like you are joyful like no matter what your situation, you know. So that's I think is like kind of like in the name, right? So like Luffy, we see Luffy's constantly laughing, and I don't know how I feel about that. Like you're just laughing at everything and at anything and everything all the time. Could be just a little strange, you know, or kind of maybe even a little annoying, you know.
Yeah.
So pretty much, but what I'm seeing here is pretty dope. Is that how he's just like he's just throwing out Conqueror's Haki, like at a ridiculous rate, like constantly just throwing it out. So I want to know like why is that happening with Luffy now? Why are you always? Because it seemed like, for example, even just to be around Luffy, you might have to be at a certain willpower strength because or you're gonna get knocked out. You know,
Very Shanks-like.
yeah,
Right.
But this time I think it's just like because I don't know if he's purposely doing it or it's just spewing it out of him, you know, because of whatever. Because that Kashia right here did it make him not really lose control, right? Because why would you constantly do it unwillfully? So that's like is that an uncontrollable aspect, or is it just like you're that strong where like because Conquerors could have an effect on you, like Rayleaf. I think no, I don't know if that was
No, that was just him
filler.
being old.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was strenuous on his body.
yeah, exactly. So, but this way, like maybe it gets rid of that, like the state that Luffy's in this with this awakening that he has doesn't allow him to have an effect from conquerors, you know. But like it's just like pretty much what this is like in a way, like Luffy introducing this new strength with that. Like I'm here, like Sebastian was saying, and everyone's kind of like, what is that? Who is that? I guess he's coming off first. At first, you don't really recognize that is Luffy, right? Because they were questioning, like, is that Luffy? Like Luffy, you know, like pretty much, is that him? Like I think even did we get to the Kaido part yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, so yeah. Well, what about you, Larry?
It seemed to me like Luffy didn't have control of anything that's happening to him at this point, and it seemed like he was just releasing haki unwillfully, so to speak.
Yeah.
Even though it's a contradiction. But it seemed like he was just doing it. But we've seen instances of him using Conqueror's haki unconsciously before, and he didn't do it willfully. So it just seems like it's spurting out of him, doing whatever it wants. And it's due to the side effect of whatever is happening. And the thing, too, is like Luffy at this point in the chapter is even manipulating the skies. He's changing it, which is a scary thing. I didn't really get throughout the chapter what Momonosuke was hearing or Zunisha. Are they the only people able to hear the drums? Because I thought that that's what also Marco, Kid, Law, and them were hearing. But it looks like they were using haki. So I think in one page, there, somebody's hearing the drums and then the other person's hearing haki in a sense. Like they're not all hearing the drums themselves. And the fact that Luffy doesn't recognize what's happening to him adds a kind of bit of like more. It's just interesting to hear Luffy even question himself. Like, yo, what is happening right now?
Right.
My body's changing. Like, exactly. He's like, yo, my body's changing. So I don't have much to go on from that. It was good to see that the chick that Sanji thought he hit was actually taking care of him.
Yeah.
That was a nice touch, in my opinion.
Oh, I just want to point one thing out.
Yeah.
Parvision in the chat.
Parvision! That's our guy, man. Seriously, anybody, if you're first time watching us, please, I guarantee you should follow Parvision. He's absolutely one of the best One Piece content creators out there. Much deserved. Much deserved. All right, so this one has the title of The Fruits Have a Mind of Their Own. So we go back to Marie Joa. The Gorosei are once again giving us some exposition. They're upset. They lost an elite agent and have made Kaido angry. They say there's a potential future they want to avoid. The one they have right now is the one they would beg for. They say the samurai Gorosei says that in every era, the world government has attempted to steal the Gomu Gomu no Mi, but has never once succeeded. It has been 800 years of failure. It's as though the fruit has purposely escaped their grasp, since all Zoan fruits have a will of their own. They even reveal that the Gomu Gomu no Mi is actually the Hito Hito Mi no Mi model type sun god Nika, a mythical Zoan fruit, a god fruit. Possessing this fruit gives the Possessing this fruit gives the possessor the properties of rubber and the ability to fight however that person wishes while bringing smiles to the faces of people. Awakening this fruit brings that person's body rubber greater. I said that wrong. Awakening this fruit brings that person's rubbery body greater physical strength and freedom. It is the most ridiculous power in the world. What are your thoughts on this reveal, and what does this mean for Luffy? We'll start with Seb.
All right, so I will say this. I thought I was going to hate this. I thought that I would hate any inclination of Luffy's fruit not just being the Gomu Gomu no Mi.
Yeah.
I did not hate this reveal in this moment because it seemed as though the fruit just made Luffy more Luffy. You know what I mean? So like, you're already like you do gain rubber. So the plot holes of him and fighting and now that's no longer like a problem because you're still rubber. But like the fact that they said like awakening it makes the rubbery body gain more freedom and things. It's like basically you have the Gomu no Mi, and it only once you awaken it do you untap the special part of this ability. You know what I mean? So like, it doesn't really change anything. It just makes Luffy goofier, and we'll see that later into the chapter. But I still do have gripes about just negligence in general from the world government, but they've been trash at their job for years. So it's not like I can't expect that. Yeah. But, you know, I thought I would hate it, and I didn't. So I was surprised at that, even in myself. I literally thought I would cringe if I ever heard them call it something that wasn't that. And the fact that it's like a mythical deity that's like something that Oda created within his own lore, I think that helps, because if it was something else, the whole time, like Sun Wukong or Resin or some of the other theories had come out, that might have been a little like weird for me. The fact that it's like something that has probably been foreshadowed for years, if you look back, it didn't bother me the way that I thought it would. So I don't know if I like it yet, but I didn't hate it, put it that way. I didn't hate it.
Okay. What about you, Law? What do you think?
So I've been playing with this thought for a while now. And so right here, I guess we have the Gurusei talking about it before they got to reveal that Luffy is back. Because they're saying this is the beg for a different outcome. So they're still thinking that Luffy's dead. That's why they're saying this. So with that in mind, right, so they're talking about it. So it turns out they were chasing after Luffy's fruit the entire time, and they had, and this also explains why Who's Who probably got that punishment. You know, like we're saying, like why was Rob Lucy taken back, but Who's who seemed like he failed lesser, right, than Rob Lucy? Why did he get such a severe thing? Well, either what was saying right here, you legit had the fruit in your possession.
Like Rob Lucci got a promotion.
Yeah, exactly. But Who's Who had the fruit in his possession but failed.
He didn't originally get the promotion.
No, he definitely worked his way up.
Yeah. But yeah. So this is interesting to me now with the reveal of the name of, because this one you can still, in a sense, Luffy can still say Gummo Gummo Go. Right?
He's always still gonna say that.
Yeah, right. Because it's still rubber and everything. So, but now we have to switch up with the Zohan, right? And this actually raises questions for me in like what Oda has to do now, since it revealed that it's a Zohan, a mythical Zohan at that, and it's a model type like God, right? The sun god Nika. To me, Oda has to reveal the origins of the fruits, like how they get their power, because this is not the first time we hear of the Hito Hito no Mi model this type. Sengoku, his is a Hito Hito no Mi model Buddha, right? So it goes right here. Like now that makes me think of like, are there other fruits that are going to be like as Ethan Zohan model of like other gods in the One Piece lore, or the potential for other fruits now to me has just risen. Because now we could see more examples if we have, because I think there's 3 right now that we know of with the Hito Hito no Mi, Luffy, Zohan, Luffy, Sengoku, and Chopper, right? So now they have different model types. So that makes me also think of even just other animals. Like, for example, just example of it. Like, is there going to be like a Zohan type cat, right? But like model type Sabretooth, model type tiger, model
Sphinx
type
or something.
Yeah, exactly, because they're different types of cats. So then you could kind of break that down to like different canines, cats, or whatever, to branching out to more their fruits, and then even I guess their god forms of those animals. You know, like the Cerberus fruit or something. You know, so I mean that opened up a lot for the fruit. So now with this one with Luffy is interesting because the sun god, I was trying to think, was it a real person? But like you said, it's a lore in One Piece that
Oda created his deity.
Yeah. So that's what, like you said, it's better that way. So I was looking up too, like now what it does for Luffy. Like it made Luffy even, like you said, more of himself, more of a handsome version of himself, because Luffy's always talking about freedom. He wants to be free. This fruit actually gives him, like it says, physical strength, and more freedom, right? So now with the possibilities of Luffy's fruit, like we're thinking about freedom is the lack of being restricted or constraint. So like remember I talked about before about you could take your fruit as far as your imagination takes it.
Right.
Luffy really has the ability that as far as his imagination goes, he could take it just about anywhere. Kind of approaching where his ability could be almost like, not really limitless, but like the potential to do almost anything as long as your imagination takes it and you have the freedom to do that. So that's like I said, the most ridiculous of the fruit, because this fruit allows you to do that. You know, and I'll say one more thing before I'm gonna go let you things. To me, with this, I don't. From what I read, what I understood, it makes it seem like Joy Boy and Nika are actually two different things. Like Joy Boy wasn't the fruit. It's like, so what I see is Luffy's actually became Joy Boy. It could even be like your criteria, but now it's like it's Joy Boy with the Sun God Nika fruit. That's what I gathered. But yeah, but go ahead. What about you?
It was hard for me. I had to stay away from One Piece, to be honest. Like, I didn't even want to talk in the chat because, to me, like, I felt like Oda missed it. He missed the landing, and it wasn't because of like the reveal. Like, it wasn't because of that, man. Like, the reveal itself is cool. I get that people don't like change. Like, they've been saying, they got tattoos of the Gomu Gomu no Mi. And, that's what it represents to them. I was really happy that the rubbery body stayed the same. And I'm happy at all the little details that came with it. I just think that it was spawned upon us way too quickly.
That I'll agree.
Because the first time we ever heard of Nika was from Who's Who. And that happened probably like 20 chapters ago.
The name, yes.
The name, yes. Yeah.
We have heard the Sun God.
The Sun God we've heard before, but it's just the name. And like, for that to just be Luffy's fruit to accomplish beating Kaido, it's kind of weird. I think it's the delivery that everybody's upset about. I don't think it's the actual change of fruit. I think it's really just the delivery. Like, Oda didn't set it up in a way where we were excited about it or expecting it. I think it being hidden and then being shown to us was really a detriment more than a benefit to us. Especially with the little red herring that he was sending, this is definitely Zunisha. In my opinion, it was supposed to be Zunisha, but it ended up not being Zunisha. It's like, I know Luffy needed this power up, and I'll go into that when we get to the Kaido stuff. Yeah. But am I happy about it? I'm not too sure still. I sat with the idea, I was, I literally was just like, man, I can't even be in a Discord right now, because if I am, I'm going to just spew like a bunch of negative feelings that I have about One Piece, and I don't want to give that to like most of the passionate people behind this. And like, it's not fair to Oda either. Like, it's his story. Like, he created his own deity. I respect it, but at the same time, I don't, because of like how things have been going within Wano for me and the power scaling up, and I'll get into that more. But I'm happy that Luffy is able to fight. I'm just not happy as to why he is able to fight. And I think at this point, we can take whatever the Gorosei has said with a grain of salt, but also with the biggest, like, this might ruin the series in a way for me, which is why a lot of people are now either dropping the show or staying alive. Like, somebody's jumping the ship, or they're staying on the ship to finish the adventure. So we'll get back to that in the Kaido portion. So I got more to say after that. We get to the least favorite part of the chapter. Hiyori takes off her mask and reveals to Orochi she is a Kozuki. She goes on to explain how cruel and nasty Orochi has been this whole time. He doesn't deserve to be Shogun. It definitely was supposed to be her father, Odin. Orochi sees Kazembo and calls to it. He actually calls it Kanjiro and tells it to burn Hiyori, and instead, it burns Orochi. Is this finally the end of Orochi, Lawrence?
I would say it is, and it is honestly about time. I've been waiting for this dude to, because it's like
he's Spandam, bro.
He's worse.
No.
Spandam was bad.
No.
Spandam was bad,
dude. Yeah, I have nowhere near the level of hate that I had for Spandam that I have for Orochi. Orochi just a coward and a punk and smart. Spandam was like torturing and tormenting Robin, like physically. Yeah. Like consistently. For chapters on end. Like, it was episodes on end. Like, my bad, I'm taking your spot. But
no, you.
Orochi just a smart dude who's a punk. Spandam was so bad to me. Like, it was another level.
No, I agree with you and I understand what you're saying. But like, and yes, because it is Robin. But what he's been doing to Robin, Spandam, right? Orochi's been doing to this entire country.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying is like he's worse, because we see him do it to like one person, but him doing it to his entire country for decades, 25 years at least.
Yeah.
That's a lot, bro.
Listen, I'm going to say that Orochi's worse than Spandam, but like Spandam definitely gave you more negative feelings because Water 7 and Enies Lobby was such a great arc.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm not saying Orochi isn't as bad or anything like that. I'm saying I don't hate him as much.
Oh, okay.
You know what I
Alright.
mean? Like, if he was whooping on a Hiyori consistently, maybe.
Okay.
But he
Yeah, I
wasn't
get
doing
That's
all
what
that.
he needed? That's what he needed?
You need to see him beat a woman.
I'm glad he didn't. I'm just saying I don't hate him as much.
Yeah.
But who do you, so you're saying who do you think deserved to die more? Because there's one you want to get taken out, but who do you think deserved to die
Listen, man,
more?
we ain't gods, man. Alright? We ain't gods, man.
Oh,
Right.
man.
So yeah, continue.
All right, so so it's like this has been a long time coming, and we talked about before that we're happy that Iori's the one kind of like doing this because I didn't bring it up because I read it later, reading it back a few chapters, right? And this is like after dang it, what's his name? When they crucified what's his name?
What's that guy's name? He was a Kazuki too.
Yeah, he was like
Yasu.
Yasu, yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yes, yes.
Yasu. So it was after that, right? And then how much Zoro saw that and he wanted to like kill Orochi. But I remember Hiyori saying to Orochi when it was just them two, they had that moment, whatever. And she goes, I should be the one to kill Orochi. Because y'all kept thinking about it, but when she said that, to me, it spoke a lot there. It was like how much she's been enduring and suffering through all this time. You know, because a lot of it's been pinned to like the Scalbirds or Odin and Yamato or even Momo, right? But again, the one who's been here the entire time
Is her.
is her, exactly. Enduring all this, putting on this face.
And Denjiro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're like the ones that like seen the 20 years of all of it. And also too have to suffer where they're actually working with him or underneath him.
Yeah.
So it's like in a way it's like we mentioned before in that chapter, poetic justice, but like in her it's like finally I get to do this to the one who, and she's bringing out here her whole thing, how she viewed her father, her relation with her father, and what her father went through, and I'm putting that on you now. So like, then also too like him being burned by his own thing is just like this is what you get, this is what you deserve. Like you kind of, not the worst, like he gets torture on them, but like you deserve every pain from it. Pretty much, you deserve to feel all the 20 plus years you put this country through. You deserve to feel all that and then die. So like, yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
How about you, Sub?
I'll keep this short. I actually did like the Hiyori speech. I just didn't like it for this chapter, personally.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah,
if
yeah.
it
It was
was
definitely
just-
misplaced.
Yeah, if it was in a different chapter, I'm like, oh yeah,
It
this
would've
is great.
hit.
It would have hit hard.
It
I
would've
was
hit.
like, yo, chill. Like,
Yeah, everybody was skipping.
when I read the chapter,
Skim it.
I never skimmed, but I went. I skipped, bro. I was like,
I wasn't trying to
good.
read that.
And then when I saw Kanzenbo come back, I was like, all right, cool, that's wild, damn, that's wild. And then it was like the next part, and I was like, I bet this is what I'm here for. And then I went back and reread the Hiyori part. So honestly, I'm biased, but I thought it was good after rereading it again. I thought it was good. I thought it was nice. I didn't like Kanjuro. I didn't like the Kazenbo being the thing that killed him. Like, I like it that it's poetic, but again, I always wanted Hiyori to be the one to actually kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the fact that she didn't actually do it,
Yeah.
and that my boy Denjiro didn't play a role at all, I was like,
Yeah.
whatever. And then again, just it being in this chapter, I was like,
Yeah.
all right, whatever.
That was my biggest takeaway was the fact that Denjiro wasn't included in this
Right.
at all, and Hiyori didn't land the final blow.
Right.
If Orochi is gone,
Yeah.
I would have really appreciated that moment. You remember I said it a couple episodes back. If Denjiro just offered up his sword to Hirori,
That would've been
and
good.
then she landed the final blow, I would have been like, yo, that's so well deserved.
Yeah.
And it would have. I just thought the art for Hiyori crying was top tier art.
Yeah, it was good.
I was like, bro, like that panel stopped me from actually skimming the whole thing because I was like, that's beautiful. Like sadness in that aspect looks amazing. So shout out to Oda's for like artwork because I don't think we ever praise Oda enough in his art because we're always so consumed by the plot.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, like that was him stunting on his art right there. So do I think Orochi's done? I do not. But I still think there's a chance that Hiyori and Denjiro could together do something to get that blow in.
Orochi's winning the hate poll, by the way.
Hey.
Hate.
Hopefully it does, because also just to add it, she's always saying, "I'm the daughter of a samurai."
Yeah.
Like use that to do something with that.
No, 1000%. You landed that too. It's like there's a lot of instances where Oda has set up himself to land, and like I don't know, man, like Wano's so tough for me.
I will say he did land with the crying to another effect. Is that she's always said, "I'm the daughter of a samurai." She doesn't cry. We don't cry.
Yeah.
And then she's crying in this moment. So I did like that. It's just. This is not what I'm here for right now.
Yeah.
You feel me? This is not what I'm reading the chapter for.
All right. So
Pizza at a buffet.
Let's get to the final part before we start taking calls. Also, relax.
I see you. I see you doing your thing.
All right. So here we go. Luffy starts to notice the change of his body and announces Gear 5th. Conqueror's haki spills through from the roof and knocks out some of the beast pirates. Kaido realizes what's happening and questions it. Then we see Luffy's giant arm grab Kaido and pulls him through the hole he made in the roof. Kaido's eyes pop out like a cartoon. Luffy blows up and starts spinning and slamming Kaido. Kaido's eyes are still popping out of his head like a cartoon. Luffy's laughing the entire time. And Kaido's seeing stars around his head because he's so dizzy from all the spinning and slamming. Kaido's had enough and shoots Boro's breath at Luffy. Luffy gets up from laughing on his back, and his eyes pop out like a cartoon at the incoming Boro breath. Luffy decides to grab the skull of Onigashima and lift it up by turning it into rubber to deflect the blast back at Kaido. Kaido notices it, gets shocked by what Luffy's about to do, and the Boro blast hits him back in the face. Luffy laughs, and Kaido apologizes to Luffy for the CP0 agent's interference. Luffy tells him, "Don't worry about it. Let's finish this up." How do you feel about this, Law?
So Luffy's a cartoon character. That's pretty much what we can understand from this, right? Like I mentioned before about his haki and about his it was weird because like Kaido didn't sense it right away. Mm-hmm. I thought that was weird because even when his man got knocked out, he was like, "What is it, men?" And then he's like, "What is up there?" So that's what I was mentioning before. I didn't want to get into it. Like maybe you sense something different with Luffy. It's like, is that Luffy? It seems something familiar, but there's something different about him that it's like you're not sensing kind of like the same person, you know? Because like Kaido was able to sense that Big Mom was defeated.
You said Big Mama?
Big
I like
Mama.
that.
Big
I
Mama
like
was
that
with
one,
it.
yo.
You know, Big
I gotta
Mama
start calling her Big Mama.
But yeah, Big Mom was the defeated, right? So, but he didn't sense Luffy right away, and then him just pulling Kaido up there just shows like monstrous strength. You know, just pull Kaido like that, and it seems like Luffy's like we talk about imagination, like a cartoon character. Like the freeness of his fighting ability is kind of like a cartoon where like it's just the fakeness of a cartoon, how you're able to do whatever you want all the time. Is that what we're tapping into with Luffy's ability is now? You know, like he's even making like Kaido a cartoon character. So it's like, what does this mean for like your strength? Because we know, like even whoever runs that movie, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it was like you couldn't even kill a cartoon. You know, so like, what are we tapping into now with Luffy's ability? Is he? And also, so I want to know is like, is he always going to be like this, or is it just like a form he can transform into? You know?
Yeah.
Because I kind of feel like would that take away from the show if he's always like this all the time?
No, he's not gonna be like because Sengoku's not. So it's not gonna be.
Because I was thinking Awakening, you know. So hopefully it's like a transformation where he'll be able to tap into it. So then, and him slamming Kaido too. I don't know if you guys check it, but a little bit of blood comes out of Kaido's mouth.
It does.
Right? And then Kaido does shake it off like he's just like, and he also like thanks Luffy for surviving and then apologizes, you know, for what happened because he didn't want to win that way. So it's very interesting. Like, I want to see the extent of what this means in the fight. For like, is he just gonna dominate Kaido now? Because we talked about this before. But again, this is Luffy's strength now, and it's Luffy's conscious him fighting. So it's not a takeover, right?
Yeah, so glad it's not possession.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Oda did help us out there with like his creative ability and not making it a possession. That it's actually Luffy. So, but yeah.
What about you, Seb?
All right, so I loved and hated this at the same time for a couple reasons. So for those of y'all that know me in the Discord, I'm all about Luffy being the apex of angry when he's fighting the final big boss. And if he's gonna be laughing when he's fighting Kaido, that rubs me the wrong way. But the fight in itself and him battling Kaido in the moment, slamming him like a cartoon character, eyes popping out, looking like Popeye the Sailor Man and Bugs Bunny and all those cartoons from when we were kids and when I was a kid. Like, I did actually love seeing that. Like, when Luffy grabbed the floor and pulled it up to make a... I loved seeing that. I loved Luffy's eyes popping out. I loved seeing him laughing in that moment. I just don't want that for the finale of a major fight like this. I want Luffy versus Lucci, Luffy versus Arlong, Luffy versus Crocodile kind of, animosity. So, as long as we get that later, I'm fine with this. But if the fight stays where they're laughing and stuff, I might not like it so much. I did love what Luffy's able to do. Like, just being a cartoon. Again, the fruit made Luffy Luffy. Like, it made him the most Luffy he could be. But the version of Luffy that I love when they're chilling and hanging out, not the version of Luffy I love when he's fighting people.
Yeah.
So, it's like, again, I loved it and I hated it. Visually, I thought it was stunning, though. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Even just the final reveal with him laughing, and I thought that looked great. Him changing forms so consistently, thought that was great.
And looks like he's able to affect his area, like the ground with rubber. So
and every attack had King's Disposition Hockey attached to it in some way. Like, you can see the lightning sparks. And I really did like Kaido because he was like, yo, what's up there? And then he got yoked up and slammed and starts getting bodied and stuff. And his reaction is, Straw Hat, you survived. Thank you. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate you being able to survive that. I thought you were dead. I thought I wasn't fighting no more. Him saying, I'm sorry for the dude earlier. Like, it's dope to me. I want that. You know what I mean? I said I want sizzling beef, bro. I want it to be... So, just
shake
get
and
to
bake.
That. Shake and bake. Just get to that.
When do you think he's
going
going to realize that Luffy is Joy Boy?
He'll probably realize it pretty soon.
He's going to get Chris Rock slapped in the face. And he'll realize it then.
Yeah.
But, what do you think, Larry?
So this is the huge issue. This is why I think the One Piece community is so split. Like, we have somebody that's like a huge fan of our channel, Empirical Purity, literally said in one of the comments after they read the chapter that they were going to take a break from One Piece after reading what they just read. And I think this is what I want to say to everybody that enjoys One Piece and loves it, right? It adds something to your life. That this is art coming from a guy who's also human. And I think that the way you perceive art is also going to perceive, like, how you feel about it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for me, example, like, I'm always going to have a different opinion from these guys because I enjoy One Piece in a different way than they do. So I think that everybody needs to realize, like, you don't need to drop One Piece, but you can dislike some parts of it. And for me, I had to sit down and really discuss, like, do I want to continue watching One Piece? Like, do I want to keep reading One Piece? Like, I have an entire show with you guys, right, about One Piece because I share that love and passion. But my love and passion was challenged by this chapter. I look at Luffy and I say to myself, this is a guy who based all his fights off of his own willpower and creativity and did the best he could do with a fruit that wasn't that great. He went to having a fruit that wasn't that great to possibly having the number one fruit in the game. You know how that feels to, like, all the previous fights that we've ever been with Luffy through? To know that he really had this one fruit that is probably the most dominant fruit in the game. And why do I say the most dominant, right? This is where everybody's making those funny comparison and memes with, like, tunes, right? Those tunes and their powers are beyond ridiculous. The mask, I don't know if anybody knows the mask. The mask himself can, like, tear apart the universe if he felt like it because tunes don't follow physics. They don't follow anything. They do whatever they please because they have the freedom to do whatever they please. That's why they're tunes. So if Luffy has a tune fruit, he's unbeatable. And it also explains why he's never truly lost when we all considered him to be like, yo, you're getting dominated by Katakuri. Why is Katakuri now losing? And Katakuri has no pop. Now we know why Katakuri has no pop. It's because this devil fruit doesn't allow that to happen. Even with Kaido doing what Kaido's doing, it still never allowed Luffy to truly be defeated. Because in some shape or form, Luffy can also just be like, well, I'm tapping into this power a little bit and I have the freedom to say, I don't want to be defeated. Like, it's not of his own will anymore. Like, Oda took from me the willpower out of Luffy. He took from me everything that made Luffy special and showed that all the struggles that Luffy was struggling for or, was doing for himself actually just wasn't all him. It was more the devil fruit than anything else at this point for me. So when I see my character, who I look at as like a guy that inspires me to do more than I could, you know what I'm saying? It's just not there anymore now. Like, I don't have that same love for Luffy that I had before this. It's completely different. I look at Luffy in a different light. I don't think anybody beats Luffy at this point. I think Luffy's probably number one in the game. Just based on, like, what he can do now, his awakening, and plus, he's probably never going to be defeated based on the devil fruit that he has. His devil fruit has completely changed. To me, for the worse. So I had to sit down and really be like, yo, do I want to continue One Piece? And I said to myself, like, yeah, like, I enjoy this. I like the fact that Luffy needed this. You know what I'm saying? Like, he needed this to beat Kaido. Like, this is the only route that he had to in order to beat Kaido. But the same thing remains. He wasn't ready for Kaido. He needed more time. And the fact is, Oda really missed the landing on this because he didn't have that time. He didn't give Luffy that experience to do what we needed him to do. Instead, he power scaled everybody up. So everybody feels like this arc is amazing because it provides us all the necessary things that we expected to happen during this arc. But I think Oda's delivery missed. It completely. So
that's fair.
In a way, like, I don't view Luffy the same. Now he's an alien. He's basically Naruto. Like, at the end when Naruto became an alien, Sasuke became an alien. He's like, they're calling him like the pirate Jesus now instead of like the ninja Jesus.
He was
because
already that.
They you know how we always get on Ichigo for being everything.
Yeah.
And it gave him the powers to do whatever he wanted. Luffy now has that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is his Kurama. Like, Luffy just got revived from being dead because he has this fruit. Like, if that doesn't make you think, like, there's no way that nobody beats him, like, then what are we talking about?
So, I get everything you're saying. Like, I do. I really do. But to discount Luffy's victories and losses and defeats before this, like, he still lost fights. He still ended up losing fights. He just didn't end up dying from them. You know what I mean?
But that's the point. There was never a chance of him ever dying.
You think back in Alabasta, if he died in that moment, he would have been revived?
Yes.
I 1,000,000,000,000% disagree with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't believe
Listen,
that.
you can't tell me that he wouldn't have.
What do you mean?
Because
it's been clear that he needed to achieve what he got to. Like, he had to unlock, like, sky-splitting kind of conquerors.
That's not true either.
He had to do all this other stuff,
No,
bro.
that's not true either. Luffy could have still unlocked or awakened at that point, even though he didn't have to go through all those gears. He didn't have to assume what type of hockey. The same way you can't prove it, I can't prove it either, but I can tell you this, he died. And then he got revived. So if I'm to assume that if Luffy died during Alabasta, he probably would have revived still.
Yeah, can I add something?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, like, both what you guys said is like we can't
Not
prove
yet.
either. So, like, I understand that. One thing I will say I want to add, but like this fruit kind of reminds me of something else, and we don't know the full scope of this fruit, but I kind of feel like maybe Oda put it there for a reason, introducing Kaido's fruit. Remember when we first heard it was the fish fruit, but now it's a dragon, right? But it's saying that in the beginning, maybe it started off as a fish, but through all the struggles, eventually it awakened into a dragon. What if Luffy's fruit was very similar? Where like in the beginning, because in the beginning of the show, right, we see Luffy's strength now, or whatever, but he wasn't like the granted, even with the dragon fruit, Kaido was still a freak of nature and a monster. He was an Oni or whatever. But Big Mom, Gold Roger, Luffy started off kind of very, very weak, then grew to a great strength, right? Yes, he had this ability, but what if all those trials helped him grow his own? Because to me, I believe it was all his will at first. But then his will brought him somewhere where he couldn't match up to it. Kaido too early, right? Then he died, and then that allowed him to awaken into his own dragon like Kaido did, starting off weak in the beginning. That's what I'm seeing it.
So I'll just say this, and then we'll head to the phone lines.
Yeah.
The reason why I don't agree with that is why. Because Kaido's an animal. Ultimately, he's just an animal. He's a mythical animal. Luffy's an actual deity. That's a huge difference. Like, a huge difference. So Luffy has been affected since he ate the fruit. Because even after he ate the fruit, there was that panel, right, that Traverse posted where he said he stretched his lips and he was like, yo, after I ate the gum fruit, I got happier. He was already affected by Nika. So it's like, even if he died right then and there, I think that there would have been something that would have happened to him to revive him.
Then how do you explain the fruit trying to get captured this whole other time? Like, other people have had this fruit and died.
We don't know.
Like, somebody had this fruit and died at some point. You know what I mean?
I get that too, but it's like we don't know anything that ever happened with those other people. For all we know, that they could have just died of old age.
Yeah, we got to find out more because
we need to find out more.
Because going what you said, the Garcia clearly said though that the fruits do have a will of their own. So that could mean something wild, like you said.
It could have literally just woken Luffy up. But anyway, let's hit those calls. I don't know, man. It was hard for me, man. I had to stay away from Discord. It was either I was
Discord was popping this week. You had fun.
I know, and I wanted to join, but I was just like, man, I just can't. Like I'm too. It's either I'm too fatigued because it was everywhere and I couldn't escape it, or it was just like it was #1 on Twitter worldwide. The chapter.
Yeah. Oh, we got a call.
Yeah. Hey, it's that One Piece talk. Who are you and how are you?
What's going on, guys? It's Aaron Tate back again.
Hey, our guy. What's up, Aaron?
Hey, Aaron.
What's going on, man? I kind of wanted to add to the last topic you guys were discussing.
Yeah.
It was. I felt really bad for Larry because he really seems disappointed. Like I just want to say sorry
man.
for you.
I'm pretty disappointed.
He be all right,
I'm
man.
sorry for your loss. You know. But the thing that I wanted to add, because I think you made the point that had Luffy not died, he wouldn't have awakened, or basically implying that him dying caused his awakening. But I think because we don't know enough about the awakening, that's almost like implying that every other awakened Devil Fruit user in the series had to have died at some point as well. So like Law, Kid, Katakuri, Doflamingo, are we saying that those guys had to die in order to awaken their fruit as well? So I kind of compare Luffy's awakening to Dragon Ball Super, where Goku essentially died in order to awaken Ultra Instinct, right? It's like the way we explained it was, you know, he had already reached such a high level. Him getting hit by his own spirit bomb basically shattered the remaining ceiling in order to reach Ultra Instinct, right? And that's kind of how I view this situation with Luffy. Like he is already exhausted the level that he was going to reach with his own strength, the training that he's been through, all of that stuff, unlocking all advanced types of hockey. So this awakening or him dying kind of like shattered the rest of the ceiling that he needed to reach through to get awakened. Does that make sense?
No, it completely makes sense because that's Goku's own willpower. We're starting. See, this is the realm that we're into now, where Oda has created his own deity in his own series. Like he literally created his own god, you know. So that what comes with that is his own plot writing, you know. Like at this point, like Luffy can do anything, and if Oda can literally create his own god or deity, he gives it its own rules, right? So like, let's say like Luffy tried to take that spirit bomb, and actually couldn't will himself to do so. Oda would be like, well, the deity itself was able to provide him that extra willpower that he needed, so it wasn't actually him. And that's kind of like the whole story now, where it's not actually just all Luffy, it's just his deity. Like,
True.
that's what's now provided by Oda. This is where it gets tricky. This is where we start to question Luffy's character in a way, where we have to now announce, like, most of the time it probably wasn't him. But that's up for debate, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel you.
it's hard, man. It's hard.
Oh, I'll say one. What you gonna say?
Nah, go ahead.
I was gonna say because like one though you could, for example, the Zohans and Impo down. Didn't they lose to their fruits where the fruit consumed them?
Yeah.
So you could kind of argue that Luffy's will was strong enough to not lose out to Nika all this time, or become consumed or possessed by Nika. That Luffy's willpower was that strong to like able to or coincide with Nika, right? Or eventually he gained control over it instead of the other way around. So that things that shows that like Luffy's will could actually shows that it was Luffy's will to maintain of not being consumed by Nika in the first place, you know? Because then he could have just been that from the get.
Yeah, I mean, and I'd say ultimately, like, don't compare Super to One Piece, just in general. But I get what you mean, though. I do get what you mean. Ultimately, I just don't think Luffy was ever aided by the fruit in any of those fights. It's happening right now, but that's because he was on the verge of awakening it anyway. Like, he's had the fruit for over how many years now? It's been like, was it 15 years or so?
No.
How many years has it been?
He's had it since he was 7. He's 19.
There's-
12 years?
There's been
Yeah.
no point where we've been hinted that he was awakening his devil fruit.
Dude, look at how many forms he's used.
That's
you
cool.
know what I'm saying?
Yo, how close
Yeah.
is Chopper to awakening his devil fruit? Just because he uses
I
a
could
lot of
argue.
forms.
Hold on, I can argue that Chopper already has. Monster Chopper could literally just be his awakening.
Yeah.
He's using Rumble Balls to get there quicker than most people. But
What if it could take, for example, the same way where we see how where hockey gets stronger and involves your will, it could be something similar with the fruits, where like going through stress times and putting your life on the line and harsh conditions, and maybe it could be your own will. Your will has to be strong enough to awaken the fruit because seeing how if you could be overcome by your fruit, why it could be like you have to have a certain strength to awaken it, you know? So it could be it could have been all Luffy going through this process, and it took him to this point to awaken it.
Yeah. But Aaron, thank you for the call, man. We're gonna take one more call before we head out. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for always
Yeah.
calling every week.
seriously.
Yeah, seriously.
That was a great question.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys for having me every week. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
One more call, Marv. Yeah, man. I disagree. Like, I disagree wholeheartedly.
Oh, we did get a super chat, by the way, from Oz.
Oh, Oz, thank you for the super chat. What did you say?
And someone subscribed.
And did somebody subscribe?
Yeah, earlier.
Nice. He said,
Hey, thank you for calling that One Piece talk. Who are you and how are you?
Yo, the number one Zora fan, Chris.
Hey, what's up, Chris?
What up? What up?
What's good? What's good? Yo, Larry, you good?
No, man, I ain't good, man. I ain't good, man. That's what you call to ask, bro? Hang up. Hang
The
up.
Nika fruit ain't get to him, man. He not smiling.
Yeah.
I'm not smiling, man.
Larry, Luffy got to touch him, bro.
I'm a sad boy.
Yo, honestly, like I don't really get why people are tripping. Like to me, like clearly everything was foreshadowed, but you know, Luffy is the son of Dragon, the grandfather of Dart. We've been knew about this 800 years with Jorba and whatnot. The dawn of new world. Like clearly, Luffy is written to be like a goated character. So I'm just personally not understanding why people are so mad at this reveal. Is it just because it's like a mythical god fruit? And I guess I pose the question as this. If Luffy was able to do everything he did towards the end of 1044, but the name of his fruit was still the same, still a Paramecia, are you mad at the reveal?
I'd be more mad at the fact that he came back to life for no reason.
How do we know he died, though?
His heartbeat stopped.
I mean, that's like Enel dying in Skypiea, but he, like, bounced it back to life. Same thing with Doflamingo.
Yeah, but Enel was able to, like, recharge his heart. Like using, what's the thing that they do with the ambulance?
Like the defibrillator.
The defibrillator. So he defibrillated himself.
But in his argument, if you're not alive to use your ability to do that, you get what I'm saying? How?
Yeah, well, this is where it comes into play, where Anel's ability has a will of its own, probably, right?
I think what makes it tricky is because I do get your point, Larry, that like it kind of did seem like it came out of nowhere, but we never saw like a devil fruit awaken, and it's kind of tricky for Oda because if we did see a devil fruit awaken, it would have made Luffy's reveal that much more predictable, Riding Rise. So it's kind of like a tough spot. But I mean, to me, when I just like think about like his power, it's still rubber. I don't think it's like the most broken fruit. Like he still got lost fruit.
We gonna see.
Fruit.
We gonna see.
I mean, we gonna see. But I mean, it's like it's up to Luffy. I mean, for all we know, there could have been like 10 other users before Luffy, and they didn't do anything with that fruit because they didn't have that imagination that Luffy did.
Or the will.
What if Luffy still loses?
Yo, that's what I'm saying. I'm not 100% sold that he
what I'm
would.
saying. Like,
but we'll see.
Like, I don't think Luffy's like all of a sudden like some unbeatable like character. And you know, to me, it's like it's been over 1,000 chapters. Like, if anything, we should just trust Oda. Like,
yeah,
we'll see.
Like
Chris,
Oda's just built different.
We gotta go, man. That's all we got for the show today. But thanks for calling. Seriously.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this in the Discord, bro.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the Discord for sure now. So.
And we did get another super chat from Gold Ishmael. It says, Larry, let me know if I can get a call with y'all.
We're gonna do it in the Discord, but we're gonna try for next episode. My bad, bro. It's just a lot. Chapter was big. I apologize. We started like 5 minutes late on the calls, but we have to go. So everybody, thank you. Please like the video. I appreciate it. Also, I hope you enjoyed yourselves. If anything, we'll talk to you later. My name is Larry.
Lawrence.
Seb.
And this is that One Piece Talk. See you later. Jana.